Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I make nursing related content, lifestyle vlogs, and if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. So today I'm going to talk about the positives of nursing, why you should become a nurse if you've been thinking about it. I know I made a video talking about what you need to know before you become a nurse, and it was more geared towards like the negative aspect of nursing, and I wanted to kind of make the opposite of that now for just to give balance, because there's always good and bad things in every career. So yeah, so like if you're thinking about becoming a nurse, or you're already in nursing school, or you're just curious about what this career is and like what it's like and all that stuff, and why do people go into nursing, this is kind of your video. Or if you just need a little motivation or a reminder of why you became a nurse, this is the video for you, girl or guy. The number one, obviously compassionate. Like that's there. I feel like I don't need to talk about that. For me personally, I don't need to be like, oh, compassionate, I like taking care of people, so that's why I became a nurse. Like that's already there. It's like the bare minimum, the basic level, the foundation for me. I had to have wanted to become a nurse, of wanting to take care of people, for me to be able to stay in this career for as long as I've been in it so far. So all that aside, the number one reason is job security and opportunities. I knew firsthand, just being a nurse, you have so many options. There's so many different types of careers in nursing. It's like nursing is the umbrella term, and then under it there is a host of different careers you can go into when you're a nurse. So that's already a flexibility thing. You have so many options. If you don't like one thing, you can switch into something else and you'll still be called a nurse. Like, you really can't go without a job. Like if you don't have a job, it's because you're being picky. If you just needed to have a job and you're a nurse, you just needed something quick to like make a quick income, to pay off something, go on vacation, take care of some stuff, you can always pick any type of job, any inpatient job. You'll get hired so fast. It's always gonna be in demand worldwide. Like you're always gonna have a secure job. You're always gonna have somewhere to fall back in, even if you don't work as a nurse for years, then you decide to come back. Literally, it's not like in tech careers where I feel like I've heard a lot of people say like, you know, if you take a long break in tech, it's so hard to get a job when you come back, especially like moms, stay-at-home moms wanting to take care of their kids, and then they decide to go back into their career or whatever. Then it's just like you don't have the experience, you're kind of out of touch with the tech world and all the stuff. So you don't really have to worry about that with nursing, because you get trained on a job. Most jobs don't really care for you to have experience. You go through orientation. So yeah, there is a lot of job security and opportunities for you if you are a nurse or if you're wanting to become a nurse. Number two is my favorite, is the flexibility and the scheduling. So as nurses, I'll speak for myself. I know with my career and just like me and the jobs that I've done so far, I have the autonomy to make my own schedule 6 to 8 weeks in advance, and you can make your schedule whatever days that works for you. You can work night shift, you can work day shift, you can work weekends, you can work only weekdays, you can work 3 days a week, or you can do 4 days a week, you can do 5 days a week, you can work 8 hours, you can work 10 hours, 12 hours. So the flexibility is definitely there. You can work part-time, you can work as needed, which is what I'm doing right now. You can literally work any schedule that you want. And if you're in nursing school, you can also be working as like a CNA if you work in a good place, of course, and they will work with your schedule. I love just having the option to work and have a life outside of work. Like I love that. I have so many hobbies, and I feel like if I did not become a nurse, if I was working some other career job, like it just wouldn't work. It just would not work for my life. Like I'm very grateful that I chose this career and have the flexibility that I have. And you can also pick up shifts. So let's say you're working 3 days a week and you needed extra income for whatever reason, like shopping money, vacation money, to buy a house, you can pick up shifts. So like for people who have families, so there's that. You can like decide, you know, you want to raise your kids, so you don't want to work that much, or you can just work on the weekend and literally save money on daycare and babysitters and all of this stuff. So you're only really required to work 12 days a month if you think about it, because you're working 3 days a week, 3 times 4, 12 days a month. And so the rest of those days out of the week, if you schedule it out right, you can go on vacation without having to use your PTO. You can be off for 7 days. 7 days, honey. 7 days without having to use your PTO. Yeah, you're going on vacation every month if you got the money. Number 3, you have the opportunity to grow in your career and specialize if you wanted to. The growth is so endless. Like you can grow in just being a nurse. You can be working as a charge nurse. You can get certificates. You can become a nurse manager. You can work somewhere in administrative, different specialties. Like if you were doing med surg and you're like, I'm tired of this crap. So you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. If you were working with adults and you decided, you know what, I want to be around kids now, you can do peds. If you wanted to advance your career, you can go back to school and get your master's, become a nurse practitioner. You can become a certified registered nurse anesthetist. There is that. It's literally the sky is the limit on what you decide to do in nursing. Number 4, financial rewards, of course. And I know a lot of people, it's kind of like one of those things, like especially now, people look at you weird if you say, oh, you know, like I went into nursing because of money and da 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 da. But like I mentioned earlier in the beginning, like compassionate for me is already there in the sense of the reason for me going into nursing. I don't feel like I need to keep broadcasting that to the world. The money, of course, like every career, I mean, why do we all go to work? Like people who work as teachers, people who work in engineers, social workers, like people who work in different careers, you work because you want to make money, right? You have bills. Life is not going to be put on hold because you decided to go use your compassionate care and work for free. Like you're not gonna work for free. If you wanted to make more money, you can do like agency work or travel nurse working. When I worked as a travel nurse, I did that for a year, and I'm not even joking, y'all. I made so much money. Like it was that crazy. But of course, it wasn't easy. So it was one of those things. It's like you decide how much you want to make, and you also have to deal with the stress factor of it. But you can do overtime. Like I mentioned, shift differentials are a thing in nursing. So if you work the weekends, there's always like an extra pay, night shift differential. And travel nursing, you get a substantial amount depending on your agency and the contract and what floor you're working at. So you can make as much as you want to make, really. And number 5, you can work literally anywhere. Like I mentioned, we have those skills to be able to, like, you just have, I don't know how to explain it. You just have this substantial knowledge and skill that comes with being a nurse that you can literally save anybody's life outside of your house or outside anywhere, really. You can also work remote as a nurse. That's another thing. If you don't want to ever just work in the hospital, you can work remote. There's different jobs for that, and you don't always have to be patient facing. Number 6, making a difference. You know, we make a difference in people's lives. As much as like good or bad, we do make a difference in people's lives. And just hearing like patients tell you thank you so much for taking care of my pain, like thank you so much for this water, like things like that. Just having that fulfillment of helping patients heal, recover, helping them feel supported in their times of like vulnerability. Like it can be the most thankless job, but it can also be the most fulfilling, thankful job. You know what I mean? And even if it's thankless, I still sometimes I'm like, you know what? I took care of people and I made a difference. One way or another, I'm making a difference, and that's all that matters sometimes. Number 7, respect and trust. Nurses and healthcare workers in general are the most respected people anywhere. Or let's say you're like shopping or whatever. You notice even when you go to the grocery stores or shopping or buying clothes or whatever, there's usually like healthcare worker discounts, things like that. Nursing is consistently ranked as one of the most trusted profession. You have to trust someone who is taking care of you. If you don't trust them, you shouldn't be letting them take care of you in the first place, basically, is all I'm gonna say on that. So just hearing someone say thank you for your job, it makes me cringe a little bit, because I never I never know what to say when someone says that. I'm always like, you're welcome, thank you, I don't know. Number 8, never a boring day. Never a boring day, depending on where you work, but never a boring day, because every shift you meet a different person, you meet so many different people, you learn so much, the education aspect of it, and also just like the life aspect of it, depending on the people that you meet. I just love talking and having conversations with my patients in pre-op. Sometimes it's like I learned so much. It's never a dull moment. Very social, you're very much talking to everybody, you're learning a lot, and then you also have a team. You know, you build a relationship with these people that you work with every day. And then also for me personally, I knew I am not cut out to be working at a desk. Like, I like being active, I like walking around, like minimally active, like being busy, but also like a time for, like, you know, a little bit of a slowdown. But I just knew 110% I did not want to work at a desk job. Like, I did not want to just go to work every day, sit behind a computer, click it away, 8 hours later, log out and go back home. Some people, you don't have a choice. Some, you just got to do what you got to do, and I completely understand that. But me personally, it was one thing. I was like, I will literally be like this all day. Like, that just would make life so painful for me. Number 9 is lifelong learning. So, you know, that could be a positive and a negative in itself. But if you love learning, which I feel like a lot of healthcare workers do love learning. If you love learning, you're gonna always be learning. There's always gonna be a new medication. There's always gonna be a new disease. A patient's gonna come in and be like, I have this, or I take this, and you're like, what the heck is that? Then you got to figure out what it is and learn about it, you know. You're definitely gonna stay sharp, you're gonna stay curious, just be like up to date with a lot of things in healthcare. And then the last, number 10, is personal growth. Being a nurse, like, one thing that it has taught me is confidence. How to be more confident. I'm very much like a reserved, keep to myself person. I used to really be like, this is who I am, I'm reserved, I'm gonna be in my corner, don't come and talk to me, I don't want to talk, I'm shy, all these things. And since being in healthcare, my confidence is definitely more up there. I'm putting myself out there more, I'm talking to more people. Sometimes my comfort level is more so just like, I go to work and like talk to my patients, deal with what they got going on, and then go home. Maybe talk to my coworkers if I need help, but go home. Now I'm more like, try to be more social and just like chit chat with like my coworkers. It also helps you build resilience as a person. We go through so many things, and you gotta come back, you know, you got to come back from all of those things that we go through as nurses, and still put on a smile, still be friendly, still be approachable, and still take care of your patient. A patient can piss you off, and then you still got to go back in there the next minute to give them their meds or ask them how they're feeling. It also teaches you how to be an empathetic person, how to be an understanding person, how to communicate with people, like how to be like therapeutic in your communication, how to be patient. Being a nurse, you definitely have to be patient, because people will test your patience level. People would people will test it to where you really sit and really think to yourself. Like, you have to evaluate yourself and be like, all right, I'm gonna choose to ignore and still continue to present myself how I want to be perceived, and not how that person is trying to perceive me, if that makes sense. Yeah, communication, like I mentioned, that's the biggest thing. You're communicating with so many different people every single day, and you just have to put yourself out there and be confident. If you're not a confident person, it will come. It comes with the nature of the job. You kind of have no choice. Because you have to speak up for yourself. You have to really stand up in front of a crowd and be like, this is what I think, this is what I believe. I said this, I didn't say that. I was doing this, I wasn't doing that. Like, it forces you to grow, basically. You know, it's not an easy job, but it's a very rewarding job, and it comes with so many benefits. All of that is what makes nursing so special. If you have not seen my other video, watch this before you go into nursing. Click this link and watch that, because it's a great video. I think it's a very great video. Not to be negative, but it also just helps people who are going in it for the wrong reasons, or who just doesn't know, like they don't know what to expect and they're just going because somebody told them to go into nursing because they make good money. And also, comment down below here, leave that below. Let me know why you went into nursing if you're a nurse already. If you found this video helpful or motivating, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and also comment down below and let me know what you guys think and if I should keep making more videos like this. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned from it. I hope you guys got something out of it, and please don't forget to subscribe and help me continue to grow my channel. And I'm very grateful that you're here, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.